Carl and Damon here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it's they made what into a TV series. And like Donkey Kong Country and like all the other shows, Viva Pinata, The Legend of Zelda, what other ones have we done? What other big ones have we done?
Was that Mario?
Castlevania. Sorry?
Was it Mario? We done a Mario one, didn't we? I'm sure. Did we do Mario?
We've
Some
done a Mario
Mario.
show.
Was that Mario TV show? I don't know.
No,
Or
we've done the
Sonic?
films. No, no. No. You're confusing me now.
Yeah.
We've been at this too long. Point is, I'm saying, of all the shows had an ending or ended, and we are at the end of another one. We are about to complete our talk through review of the Final Fantasy Limited TV show. This is episode 25, Kaze, the glory of life. Stoked to be here, stoked to finish the show, stoked to see it have an ending, even though, as we've talked so much throughout this entire run, it is incredibly rushed and disappointing to see how it wraps up. But I don't know, were you excited?
I was happy for it to end, we could move on to saying no. But obviously, I was obviously disappointed because it was actually compared to the other shows we watched, Viva Pinata, I actually quite enjoyed this one.
Excited but pensive, I get it. But you know how this goes. We have to get to an end and we have to move on. All right, so let's do this, Damon. We begin with the main cast from the ship, Jane tied up within Gaudium. So the end of destruction that we saw at the end, we just kind of gloss over that and they all just got captured. I'm fine with it. This has been done before.
Yeah.
Slowly, everyone comes around to be greeted by the old tyrant. This is all within the Chaos Chamber, as Ice is you standing next to the old tyrant and sees her parents below. She tries to speak to them, but they don't recognize her, so now she sees what I has struggled with. You, should I say, struggle with. Lisa tells I to calm down, and that is clear they're being controlled. Something that seems to be affecting you as well, as he silently stands next to the old tyrant. I mean, I knew that, so it's good that we kind of get the clarity.
Yeah.
Oscar reveals to Lisa that everyone else on the ship met their fate at sea. And everyone's heartbroken. And I was like, well, look, I'm going to take a guess here. You are not wiping out Nave, the commanders, the entire Commodine, You're not. Come on, guys. You're not. You're not.
Yeah.
The old tyrant reveals that he's keeping them alive to be used as food for chaos. What? I thought they had to create chaos.
That's what, yeah.
The chaos device is activated. There's a device now? And Clear is revealed to everyone, with it also being said that Clear is Omega's heart and the plans to reunite all Omega and set it on the world, with the Earl's plan to merge with Clear. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I wrote here, David. I'm like, I don't get this. Best I can come up with, right, is that if he merges with Omega, the beast, the weapon, he can then go and create chaos himself. So he can be self-sufficient, creating chaos and feeding himself at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah.
Nobody can stop the old tyrant, and Clear is seemingly destroyed, and the Omega piece is left behind. Mackenzie, awake now, uses his power to bring a sword flying to the device in the hope to destroy it. However, the old tyrant is all too aware of Mackenzie, and he stops him with a tentacle and sends it flying back to Mackenzie, stabbing and seemingly killing him. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Cheers, Mackenzie. I mean,
Yeah.
let's sum up Mackenzie briefly now, actually. I actually like the character because to me, he always felt very Final Fantasy. And the idea of him and Kaze having this long-running feud, but both coming from shades of grey area, neither being a good or a bad guy, I think that's a fascinating story. I think the fucking show should have been built around their long-term rivalry with the Earl as the Seymour.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah, I agree. So I think both Kaze and Mackenzie were two brilliant characters. They weren't used in the correct way.
Or given the time.
Yeah.
You begs the old tyrant to stop, but the old tyrant is just happy to feel full unused sadness. I begs Kaze to do something, but all they can do is watch as Crux drops all of Kaze and Mackenzie's tools into the chaos pit. You useless thing. You have been pointless in this show. Like, I feel like they probably had a bigger thing planned with this character because, again, it's a character that is suggested may not have been entirely on board with the Earl's. So I always expected her to betray the Earl, but there's been
Yeah,
no effort put in to make that a reality. It all looks hopeless. With even Portia Pocket being eaten by one of Herbert's flowers. Oh yeah, remember Herbert's a lord?
yeah,
Oscar now reveals that INU was spawned from chaos. All of this was planned. They are from Wonderland and were sent into the outside world to absorb chaos from there. Now they can make chaos even more powerful. Whatever. You know what? I don't fucking care. Fuck you, show.
yeah,
Whatever. What the fuck? We didn't need this.
yeah. I don't get that at all.
It makes we had they came looking for the parents to it was all set up. Why are we adding nonsense about them being spawned from chaos within Wonderland? And they were
Yeah,
told. You know what that is? That is someone going, hey, we like to do the whole creation and tool thing from Final Fantasy, don't we? We like to use that trope. Let's do it in the game. The show,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Why? I'm so mad. As I and you break down, we see that there were some other survivors, namely Lou and Moogle, who are en route to Guardian. Chaos's power is to be transferred to the Earl Tyrant. I thought he was Chaos. I thought he was Chaos!
yeah. Sometimes they got a bit confused.
They're so all over the place with this. But Lisa then tries to speak to I and use maybe father, because now I was even more confused. I'm like, that's not their parents then. I mean, I
Yeah,
know, like subjectively, they are their parents. They brought them up and all of that. But
yeah,
biologically, they're no longer their parents.
yeah,
But she's trying to get him to remember his kids. It doesn't work, and the device is activated with INU's energy being sent to the Earl Tyrant. See, now at least I can at least appreciate in the sense that, okay, maybe what the device is supposed to do is a more efficient way. Maybe a more efficient way without him having to
mm,
eat meals to get the
yeah,
chaos, right?
yep.
No, say that. Somebody
They've only,
say it.
they've only got about 4 minutes left.
But just it's a line. Just say the line. Say the line, please. Just say some lines that make sense. Lisa desperately continues to talk to the kids' maybe parents, revealing that she is a secret agent sent to find them. And I was like, oh my God, this is hilariously rushed. Like, I gave up. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop worrying about this. This is hilarious. So Lisa's
Yeah,
entire arc. Remember we had this arc where she was apparently keeping secrets, and it was implied that maybe she was there looking for a partner or a boyfriend. She's looking for someone and all of that. No. The reveal is that she is a secret agent sent to find them. Why?
yep. So
What
the entire
difference
the,
does
the
this
entire
make?
basis of Lisa, the entire show of her mystery was, yeah, that.
Rubbish. It was rubbish then. That is a
Yeah,
rubbish mystery. I think they could have done a really cool thing where you could have done the thing where she was looking for a lost love within
mm,
Wonderland. Do you see what I mean? And maybe that lost love was someone who'd become a lord under the Earl.
yeah, yeah. Or car,
Anyway, but yeah,
or Kaze.
I mean, I wouldn't have liked it, but if they'd written it correctly, it would have been very Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
This is nonsensely rushed, folks. But Lisa's words apparently get through to I and Liu's parents, and the hypnotism is broken, with the maybe parents turning the device off. Again, sure, why not? All it took was Lisa saying, "You've got kids, and I'm a secret agent, and you do this."
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
all right.
flip the switch on off, on off.
That as well. It's got an on-off switch. Love it. And of course, though, I mean, at least appreciate. Look, they do say they may not be their flesh and blood parents, but they are still their kids. Right, good.
Yeah,
I think that's a really important message to send.
yeah,
We then see some sort of plant-worm crawling out of the father's ear, and Herbert is angry. As it was a hypnotizing baby. So that's our explanation as for why how they were hypnotized.
yeah,
Mugen and Lou have arrived and together destroy the device and free everyone. I and you are reunited with their parents. It's a happy moment as Lou rescues Kaze. Herbert attacks, but Potion Pocket breaks out the flower that ate it and kills it, leading to Lou knocking Herbert into the void below, killing her. Peace, Herbert.
yeah.
Nice try. The deaths keep on coming though as furious the Earl Tyrant kills Lou with one of his tentacles.
Bye, Lou.
I was a bit like that comes so suddenly. I was like, But to be honest, I was suspicious because they haven't stuck to deaths in this before. No, this is
Yeah.
actually it. Because in her final moment, she tells Kaze that he will be in her heart always.
Yeah, I mean, technically, she should have died previously on the train, but somehow survived. So I suppose it is fitting that she's one of the more of a weaker side character being killed.
Yeah, all Final Fantasy media has inevitably killed someone.
Yeah,
The old tyrant is transformed into a massive beast and starts to suck the energy out of everyone. I thought you needed a machine to do that, bruv.
I know.
Kaze, the only one unaffected, finally does something as the Magan moves. Moogle declaring that it has been fixed. Finally, right at the end. And Lisa claiming that it is I and U's power. What? Sure. Whatever. It's time for the last Magan sequence of the show. But Kaze has no bullets. I did laugh at that. I was like, oh, well, that's a big ending. Kaze points out to the old tyrant that he didn't have any the first time he reached Chaos. And we see that Mackenzie isn't quite dead, and Croc saved one of his bottles, which he now gives him. Mackenzie shouts to Kaze, revealing that in the bottle is the mist of his soul, the symphony of the white cloud. Mackenzie fuses his essence with the old tyrant, allowing the wholesome control over things, demanding that Kaze finish him off. Kaze hears the voice of Lou telling him to use her, and Kaze remembers using the soul of Aurora, who is now revealed to be his sister. Lou's body transforms into soil and into a bullet for Kaze to use. Oh, the fuck on, folks! Yes, so let's try and just sum this up the best we can. I love the fact that your hair's gone mad in response to the chaos of this fucking thing, because it fits beautifully. So Aura wasn't a girlfriend at all, she was a sister.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a partner. I'm fine with it. It's someone he loved. Fine with that.
I'd prefer it's always a girlfriend, it's always a wife. So for once, it's a family member, you know. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, same again, because ultimately it's someone important in Kaze's life that would have hurt him to lose. I'm fine with the idea that her soul transformed to soil, and that's what he's been using the Magun and stuff like. I'm fine with that idea that people's souls transform into soil and become it, except we've not had this established up to this point, so it comes across very confusing and very, very annoying. But also, like, everyone's kind of rushing this and sort of like, oh, they're dead, but they're not dead, and their souls can then tell Kaze. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then suddenly now it's like, oh, Kaze, Mackenzie's going to become soil, so he can use it. Lou's going to become soil. I think it's a cool thing if we kind of built to this, but it all just feels so sudden again.
Yes, yeah. Again, we've said it many times. It's all thrown in. Literally, that speech it is read out. That literally is about a minute or two in the actual episodes. Oh no, it's about 30 seconds actually, probably.
It's very, very quickly done.
Yeah,
all of this is really rushed because it's not even just that. Because realizing that basically this is it, Moogle also transforms into soil for Kaze to use, and finally, Kaze uses his own energy and asks Lisa to fire the Magun. Now, imagine, folks. Imagine if this had been built up over the 50-odd episodes. Imagine this had been built up properly over these 25 episodes, and everyone kind of realizing, look, we're going to give our lives to save Wonderland, to save all the other worlds, to save these children and ensure that they can leave this place with their parents. And Kaze, through time spent with them and seeing like the innocence of the youth, had realized it was the right thing to do. Mackenzie and everybody went, we're going to give up our lives, our energy, but you, Lisa, will be the one to fight the Magun in the end. Like, the way I'm saying it now, I'm trying to give it the weight it deserves.
It would have been an epic ending.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
But that's not what it is, I'm afraid. It's not. It's just an this is how we're ending it moment.
Yeah.
Lisa uses her spiritual energy to summon, and the beings fight, destroying Guardium and vanishing. The last scene is Kaze and Mackenzie acknowledging each other and Oscar falling into the void. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it ends. You might think, like, oh, it couldn't have been that rushed. No. It is that rushed. As the end credits roll, Fabula tells us that one day she will tell us what happened to our travelers when we meet one day in the future. Fuck you. Get out. Don't want to hear it, Fabula. Although it's not quite done. As we see Chobli flying through the sky and all of Jane's occupants alive in a flying ship. Seeing Chobi, they go after it and find you, their parents, and Lisa alive. So in the final scenes, we basically confirmed that the main characters survived, but obviously Kaze, Mughal, all of that stays done. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That feels final. That feels Final Fantasy.
Yes, definitely, 100%.
We're not quite done, folks, because I have gone out of my way to find out how this continued. Because we did say we go all about episode 1. The story was continued in other media, in books, in comics, and in stories. So most of them are only available in Japan. So I did some reading up and took basically small details to try and kind of sum it up. So I'm quickly going to do that now. So here's the dig in, and this is what I found out. The story of Final Fantasy Limited was left incomplete by the television series, as we know, even though they wrapped it up. But it was continued in other media and released only in Japan. Final Fantasy Unlimited, So no Kazunu, which translate literally as Twin Bonds, is a novel that explores a side story that is set somewhere before episode 12 of the series. So that is like a side story, but to the around about episode 12. So before the ocean puzzle, but right around the end of the train segment. Final Fantasy Unlimited before covers the death of Windaria and Mystaria and Kaze and Makenchi's first battle with Chaos. So that's called Final Fantasy Limited before and is a prequel. Final Fantasy Unlimited after. So this might be the one you care about the most, right?
Yeah.
Is a book consisting of a manga and a script section describing the events taking place after the main series with the Hayakuas and Lisa returning home to Earth. The story explores the C2 organization that Lisa works for and what their goals and purposes were, basically. So my understanding with this, though, right, although it's a manga, translations are near impossible to come for this. There are attempts, but they're very poor.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So while you might be able to understand the pictures, the story, if you don't speak or read Japanese, you will not be able to. Final Fantasy Unlimited, after Spiral, is a series of web novels, and the book covers Makenchi's past and the events surrounding I and Yu's return to their home. This is the shit! Like I said, this is the stuff that really we needed in the show to bulk it out.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Final Fantasy Unlimited After 2 is a radio drama. Can you believe it? And it deals with the Commodene's final attack on Guardium and brings a conclusion to a conflict between Lisa and a character called Sojashi. So there's all these bits that kind of fill it in.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Unlimited, but with you, is a phone RPG based on the series. However, that has been discontinued. I tried, as soon as I saw phone, I went, boom, got to catch that.
Yeah, of course.
Now, but what is still available is Final Fantasy Unlimited on PC Adventure. Labyrinth. It's a video game set within the Final Fantasy Unlimited universe, and I do plan to try and investigate that, see if it's playable, and just as an add-on to this series review and look, see a little bit of footage of that game, hopefully, or what it offers up. I do not know.
Yeah.
But basically, that's all the information I found out about the additional content. As you can tell, a lot of it necessary. It would have been nice to have really kind of done something with it, but alas, that isn't the case because it's either not available in this country or online. The translations are poor or they've not been done at all. Put simply, I can't blame people for not translating this stuff because ultimately, it's not like it was a popular show.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
That's how we wrap up Final Fantasy Unlimited. A frustrating finale, and a frustrating watch overall. I did enjoy the shit out of it. I did. I won't deny that fact because ultimately it gave me much satisfaction to watch a show that told a story from beginning to end with lots of fun standalone episodes and set in a world that I enjoy. I enjoy Final Fantasy. I enjoy the randomness and I enjoy the freedom to do anything while having sort of elements and throwbacks that remind us of the Final Fantasy world.
Yeah.
I am going to say this overall is a positive watch. I think it's worth, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, it is worth watching because regardless of it being cut short, it does conclude. It's just rushed like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I echo what you said. You know, so it's been a while since I've been able to watch a TV show and enjoy virtually every episode. You know, and maybe one or two will stand out that was average, but the rest were in your top sevens out of tens. You know, and I enjoyed the show. I love Final Fantasy.
This is a classic. This is our Castlevania style, you know. These shows fit differently to our Viva Pinatas, the stuff that was aired on kids' TV, that was episode by episode by episode. And we got a cameo from my cat now in the background, one of my cats. What's good? So it does fit within that vibe. Of course, you know it's not fair to compare. I think Final Fantasy to Viva Pinata, for example. They're going for different things,
Yeah,
but I think this will be long term, right? And a bit, oh, maybe Raymond had a similar vibe, but Raymond was cut short of the only had 4 episodes. But I'm
yeah.
going to call Final Fantasy Unlimited our biggest what if. I think
Mhm.
it'll be our biggest what if. What could have been? What if it had had its full run? What we
Indeed.
could have got.
Yeah, so I definitely agree. You know, compared to the other stuff we watched now, other than Castlevania, this has got to be up there.
More rushed than Mortal Kombat Conquest, you reckon? Because like our best comparator for a rushed ending is Mortal Kombat Conquest's hilarious final episode. I think it's more rushed than that, but it's
Yeah,
not as fun. It's not as funny.
no, it's not as funny because I you know they're all dead. So
All the good guys dying in Conquest is hilarious, but like that's a super rushed finale. This is
yeah,
super rushed as well, but I feel like this is more rushed because it's more confusing.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, folks, that's it. That was episode 25, Kaze, The Gloria Life, and our sum up of the Final Fantasy Unlimited TV show. You got any thoughts on this episode and the show overall? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.